I'm Wayne Haver. I'm the president of the Fort Smith Air Museum. We're now working in conjunction with the Regional Art Museum for the display. The museum has been in effect for 20 years now. We started in Central Mall in July of 2000. We only had 10 cases out there. We had very few things, and we only were there for about 2 months, and we moved out to Phoenix Village Mall. But then the director of the Fort Smith Airport, Bob Johnson, came to us and wanted to put some things in the new terminal that was more than just food service and ticket counters and rental car counters. He wanted something for people to do while they were waiting to fly out or waiting on people to fly in. We have 6 cases here at the Regional Art Museum, and we have about 40 to 45 prints from the Calvin Shriver collection. Some of the things that are hanging here are also balsa wood planes that were made by Mr. Farmer in Salisaw and were in his hardware store. And he donated those to the airport as long as they would display them. And they're hanging here in the gallery. And he made those from scratch. He didn't make them from a kit, but he made them from plans. One of the first ones that's in here is the Red Baron's triplane from World War I. Baron von Richthofen was Germany's leading ace, and he destroyed a lot of planes. His plane was painted red, so he didn't use camouflage and things like that. I think he wanted people to know who he was. And he was finally shot down by Lieutenant Bishop in the Canadian Air Force. And then we kind of go to the Pierce McKinnon's plane. Pierce McKinnon is a Fort Smithian, and he joined the Army Air Corps before America was in the war. And he got kicked out as being not having the skills to be a pilot. Well, Canada was set up right down the road because Britain needed pilots. And then he became a member of the American volunteer group over there called the Eagle Squadron, and strictly Americans who were pilots who were helping out Britain before America got in the war. Well, eventually America gets in the war, December 6th of 1941, and the Eagle Squadron the next day becomes the 4th Fighter Group. And it turned out that at the end of the war, the 4th Fighter Group had destroyed more enemy aircraft than any other American fighter group over there. And after the P-51 Mustang that Pierce McKinnon flew, and of course a lot of other guys did too, there were several torpedo bombers that were very integral to the war. One of the ones that was used quite extensively was the Helldiver by the Curtiss aircraft company. And all those torpedo bombers generally had a crew of 3. They had the pilot and a gunner who generally faced the rear. They also had the torpedo guy down in the middle of the plane who got the torpedo ready and everything. But they would come in at 60 feet above the water, sometimes lower. And when they got into a certain range of the ship, they would release the torpedo, and then they would either have to fly over the ship or fly or turn one way or the other and expose the whole underside of that torpedo bomber. And so they were very susceptible to getting shot. In fact, Torpedo Squadron 8 at Midway, every single one of them, 9 planes, were shot down and not one torpedo hit any of the ships. All these prints, they depict a certain battle. Every one of them is, most of them, I'd say 95% of these prints are not just paintings of airplanes, but they depict the action that that airplane was in or that that pilot was in. So one of the things that art and aviation does is it educates the public. So I hope that you will come down here and take advantage of this. We really appreciate the Regional Art Museum displaying all of this. It'll be here till September 19th, and you need to come down and see it for yourself.